What's up, everyone? We are back with another one. Finally got the move completed, and we are out of our old place into the new place. And in between then, I just didn't have enough time to actually sit down and stream. But now I have one for you guys here, and we should be able to accomplish a little bit in a little bit of time while we have it. I did build two coasters while gone. Um, First of all, we have this one that I roughly put together in a couple minutes. Just a little one. It's more like a family coaster, but it seems to be getting attention. We'll go ahead and watch it just for you guys. This is one I made on my own account, you know, off stream and whatnot. It is a little, you know, not realistic, but it's enough to get the point across for what it is and, what it does in the ride and everything like that. So I'm just going to let this play out and you guys can observe and watch. Um, I'll just let this play. We'll go ahead and skip ahead so we can get a ride POV of it. Oh, we're gonna watch the other one too. Pretty fun ride. I called it Barracuda. This one I still haven't named it yet. I might call it the Renegade Rocker, just because you'll see here in a second that it rocks around on its track. So we'll see. So it does a swoop dive, levels out, and does another drop. And this is like an intermediate coaster. It doesn't rise too tall. It's only about like 90 feet tall, Nothing too crazy. It's simple. It has good ratings though. A little bit on the fear, but not just good. It's just like the slanted drops and everything like that. The way it rides around on the course, that's kind of what it does. And then this ending is a little sketch for the riders. But it pulls full trains, and it's good for, you know. I did name it Treble Clef last night. Yeah, it should be called Renegade Rocker, but it's fine. We have this one here though. It's like a flying coaster. I've never really, I've never ridden a flying coaster. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I've never personally ridden one ever. But I kind of made this off the loose idea of what it was, and what it could be. So kind of just like a little swoop and drop right here. And just glides into the lift. So while I was gone, I did make these coasters. Um, this one here, and then what I just made previously before this, it was on stream. You'll see it kind of throughout. So this is my flying coaster I made called Barracuda. Mind you, I've never ridden a flying coaster, so I couldn't tell you how they really work. But I did have fun with this, I'm not gonna lie. I did have fun with this one. And I just wanted to make it get close, like the people walking and whatnot. Some airtime moments, I guess, as you're flying and swooping down. But then one of these parts up here is a fun element of mine right here is when it swoops over this lake. And then I had to do a Coco, or an inline, like, it's kind of not a full roll, but it's like a flip. An inline flip, I guess you would call it. Like a tuck flip. Because it goes upside down and then flips down. But, yeah, that's Barracuda. Like the song Barracuda from Heart. But yeah, that is next edition of that. We did finish our racing coasters. They didn't turn out too hot. Those were made on the last stream. They do pull a decent amount of riders. Our ridership is pretty decent sometimes. We can get full lines on both. But the yellow just sometimes dies out, and I've had to close it for that reason sometimes. But it's whatever. They are set at the same price, so don't ask me if that's the problem with them. Why no one's riding it? It's just the fact no one's riding it. So, anywho, we do have, you know, Barracuda lines up pretty well. You know, some people get in queue for it, some people don't. Our park rating did go up. If you couldn't see, we're at a 3.5 star now with 2,200 people at the park. Not a bad number to reach, but there are some flaws in our park yet. We're still not done. None of the theming has really been put to place because this is supposed to be rock and roll park. It's supposed to be based off of rock and roll, you know. And we don't have too much of that going on just yet, other than the names of the coasters and some of that. None of the theming's really set for it or nothing like that, but you know, while I was gone in the middle of moving and getting settled in my new place and stuff like that, you know, I went ahead and put some more shops in, some more generators, just more staff facilities so we can get that rating up. I added a flat ride or two, but you know, you probably see those. They're not that interesting. They're just there, kind of just to give people something else to ride. But rides like this, I get nobody to ride them. I gotta take them out. But we'll go ahead and we're gonna go ahead and add another coaster in here today. I think what we should do is add a Giga here at the front. And, you know, I think we should make something crazy. I mean, I know a lot of people are going to be like, well, why don't you put that somewhere else? Well, actually, you know, that's also an insightful thought. So maybe we'll do that. 'Cause I had a better idea for what I want to put there in the front. I'm not gonna put anything too crazy in the front. We want to reserve our front for like more of the family-friendly coasters. So we're gonna go ahead and build something tall, something that's maybe 330 feet at our tallest coaster in here at a Giga. We might even do a strata. I don't know. We might do a strata on the opposing side of this one. So I want this to be kind of our like larger rides and stuff like that. We are gonna add one of these in here too later on, but we're just gonna go ahead and build a Giga. So I don't know exactly what train I want to use for the Giga. I don't know if I want to build it like Millennium or if I want this to kind of be a newer age, you know, Giga coaster. We can maybe do this. We can add some overbanks and stuff like that. So I think this just has a lot of potential. We can go ahead and use this here. So we have a lot of room here. We still have room for our strata that we can put right there on the opposing side like I was talking about. And we still have room for another coaster in between these. And if I do it right, we should have a lot of room for some other things too. So we're gonna go ahead and add some of this in here though. Chain lift set at 15 miles per hour. And we'll put that there so we can have successful launches. We're not gonna have a catwalk for this, and we'll leave the default color on for now. So we are gonna climb up though, to a decent height. Maybe not that tall, but we will start to round out up here. And I will. Okay, so that peaks out at 330, and that's kind of what I was aiming for here. I do want something kind of crazy. So we are not gonna make this like a Millennium clone. I just don't want to. I don't want to have to put that kind of idea in my head that I gotta get this as close as possible. Because I don't. It's not gonna be exact replica. We're not doing that. So we will do this though. Oh, we're not gonna do that. We're not gonna bank it yet. We're just gonna let it drop. And something about that drop just like, I don't know. It looks alright. I don't know. Maybe I gotta extend my length on the run here. So we gotta start angling out. Maybe we can bring it up a little bit more. And we'll do it like that. And then yeah. And then we'll start banking it a little bit because we're gonna have to start turning it. It's gonna be a crazy like, yeah, we'll just do it like this, and that way I don't have to worry about. Like, we can run up here a little bit, and we'll invert it, but I want to keep it relatively like sped up here. It's just fun making coasters of this scale, you know? There's just something about it. I don't know. But, because that would be our peak here? Or no, we're already overrunning that. What I mean by that is I want this to kind of peak out like right here. And when it peaks out, I kind of want it to do its partial inversion right there. Maybe not that steep. Can't go too much on that. Because you'll throw them into a lot of G-force there on that. And we'll kind of level out here. And we'll do that. We'll kind of maybe come out of here. Looks crazy. It's gonna look crazy before it starts looking good, you know. That's just our motto here. Maybe I should drop that more. Like that. Yeah. Just thinking how I want this to come out. It's gonna auto tunnel. And, you know, we're just gonna have to watch this and see what we get out of this. Because I can have it, and I can drop, well, here. I'll do it like that. And we'll immediately go back up. You know, we'll do a gradual climb. And we're just gonna see. We're just gonna see how this works. Let's see if we did the lift correctly. Because you have to be specific with these. And it didn't work. See, that's what I'm talking about. Okay. So I don't know what's going on exactly, how to time these out right. I think maybe you gotta have the catch car return speed a little bit quicker. I don't know. We gotta make sure this works because that'll do it all the time. Okay, looks like we might be good here. Okay. I don't know if that fixed it or if that just like happened that one time, that one instance, but yeah, we're gonna see if we made this drop correctly because, you know, if it's awkward, I will restart the entire thing. Gotta make sure this one's really good. Okay, that's kind of crazy. Yeah, that's already not good. Totally didn't do our auto tunnel feature either, though. I mean, honestly, what really needs fixed is just this part. I mean, maybe just smoothing it. That could fix a lot of the problems already. We turned it up to like a 5 and hit this a couple times. I really did like the overbank timing, though. That was nice. And we'll just go ahead and smoothen this out. So that's it's a better drop. I don't know what's going on with the auto tunneling not working for that spot right there though. So I'm just gonna go out here and see if I can't fix that. That's just weird to me. I don't know what's quite going on here. But let's see if we can't. Okay. Well, nothing's happening. This is not gonna delete it. Maybe if I delete it, like try to do the delete brush. Like here. Let me see. Okay, yeah. It looks like that was our problem. This too. Oh. Yeah, okay. I can do that. I can do that. And then we can... I wonder if that drops too soon. Whoa. Holy crap. That was crazy. Sorry, I just didn't know how high that was gonna fly up. But let's go ahead and skip a lot of this. I just want to see this smoothened out. See if I can save myself some time, because I might have to rebuild this drop. That might have to happen. It looks awkward. I don't know. It looks awkward from the outside, but on ride, that's not too bad. You know, maybe the banking can do some more. Well, no, honestly, I want to say that's kind of decent already. I mean, I'll keep it. It's not like it's gonna be the end of the world. I can keep it like that. And then Well, maybe not that tall. I'm gonna do this one more like an airtime kind of deal. Make this one really drop out of it. And we gotta make sure the perfect length and timing of the, see, that's too steep right there. Might as well do it like that. See, but that's too much. Yeah, I think that's way too steep. There we go. Maybe something more like that. Right? I mean, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it works. But we will bank pretty aggressively this way. We'll cut back in. Okay, it's not gonna work like that way. And then we'll get inspired by Intimidator 305 too, or Pantherian, now it's called. We'll get some inspo here, you know. And I can just tell you right now that this is gonna be smooth. It's gonna be nice. It's gonna be crazy. It's definitely gonna be wild. And yeah, this is gonna be crazy right here, you know? We'll even do another like kind of almost inversion moment and we'll snap back. And then, yeah, we'll maybe I'll have it go like that, and then we'll curve it kind of crazy like this. And then we'll have it snap back. And it's still going pretty decent on the track, so that's how I know we'll be alright. And we're gonna do kind of what you would see, a little airtime pop moment kind of deal. And then we'll have it come back around like this. We'll even bank it more. And I will have it go over its own station. How about it? We'll do that. And then I'll straighten back out. And we'll flatten it right here. And then I'll have it kind of do its last little thing here. And we'll have it swoop by all the people right here. And then we'll have it go into its final run of everything. And then here we go. Okay, maybe widen it just a little tad bit. Definitely makes it here. I just heard it, so that's good. We might have to extend it just a little bit. I don't know. We'll see yet. Okay, let's get to our block section. Why? Okay, there we go. For some reason, it wasn't like letting me even get to it, so I was like, what the hell? Add these here. This is gonna be a little funky. I mean, maybe not. Doesn't look too bad. We'll just have to smoothen it out just a little bit. Yeah, like right about there. Okay, and then we'll see what we came up with. This is our first time riding it. I completed it without even watching it, you know, in the middle of the working on it. So it's our first ride all the way through. We're gonna see what it looks like. Yeah, we're really fast off of that, and that drop's way too steep. A little crazy there. We're gonna have to smoothen this out. Holy crap! I didn't realize we were going this fast. We are chugging. Holy crap! G-forces are gonna be way too crazy. Yeah, but at least our excitement's up, you know. We know it's exciting. It's a little too forceful, and that's it. So once we get that figured out, you know, we'll be all right. I am gonna smoothen this out quite a bit. That drop was really intense. There we go. Making it look more like an airtime though. I build them a little too steep, and then I have to end up usually correcting them like this, just for the fact that like, yeah, that is way too much. Yeah, we'll fix that up quite a bit like that. I know it's kind of, it's like, it's kind of cheating. I will say it's kind of cheating, but it helps. We got the general idea down. You know, um, it's just really, really fast. So, if anything, I think we just need to raise it up. We need to create some more height. I think we stuck to the ground too much. I was kind of thinking that throughout the whole entire build Oh, okay. We'll have to do it in increments. Game hates me. And raises up a lot. Okay, so we can't quite go that high. We're gonna try to push it as far as we can, and then we'll see. We'll smoothen this out too, so we get like not so much of a hump there. We'll try to get that more level. Okay, that's cool. We'll go ahead and smoothen some of these elements out because they were just a little snappy. I want them to be a little flatter than that, and then this was crazy, so we'll go ahead and how's it going? Okay, so we'll go here, and we're gonna smoothen this out just a little bit. It's a little crazy. Oh, I did not mean to select that. My bad. Yeah, we'll go ahead and fix that a little bit. Should be better overall. Hopefully, that's the idea. And we'll go ahead and raise this up just ever so slightly, just so we can slow it down. See, when you raise them up, that just gives a little bit more depth, and it just slows them down just a little bit. And then we'll go ahead and smoothen that just so it's not crazy. Quite a bit, yeah. Give a healthy amount of smoothing, it will eventually work itself out, right? That's what I like to think. So we'll go ahead and go up here, and we'll go throughout this whole stretch right here, hit this a couple times, just make sure that line is consistent, and then we'll go ahead, and I guarantee there's some things that are going to have to change even from this, but this is kind of more like a realistic approach, I guess, because we smoothed out that airtime hill, smoothed out our turnaround. We should be good here. So if okay, so we got an 8.7. Guys, I've never had a coaster get this high of a rating before, so we're doing something right. But I think the biggest struggle of this coaster is we need to add another 1,000 feet to 1,300 feet of it. I think that's the problem here. It's too short of a ride. And I know a lot of these forceful elements, they don't have to be as forceful, I guess, you know? Yeah, we're only at a minute and 9 seconds. Our maximum G-force is 6 Gs, and we're still pulling at 8.7. Insane. It's not physically even possible to survive that as a normal person. You just wouldn't. Oh, and then maybe not survive, but you'd black out for sure. Maybe some people would die. I don't know. It's your sensitivity. Whatever. Anyways, we need to figure out where that 6 Gs is at. Probably right here. Probably when you slam into this, or that part right there. Yeah. Once we figure that out, we can probably change this up a little bit. And that's a little forceful for me. That's sweet. I like the rocking back and forth. That's cool. But we can benefit from 1,000 more feet, I think. And, you know, we just come coasting in. So maybe we should turn on our heat map and we'll check out, you know, where we're running into the most vertical G-force. And we'll go from there. So it looks like, yeah, right here where I was talking about we can benefit from that, it's running into a lot, and I mean a lot of problems. And I think like speaking from what I was speaking, I think if we change this up a little bit, we might be okay. We can pull this many G's out of here. We cannot pull 5 right there. That is bad. Even 4 out of there. Yeah, we can add some trim brakes for sure. I think what we need to do first is add like 1,000 more feet. I think we do that, and I think if I went out this way a little bit more and utilized this area, and then brought it in, I think we could see some benefits from that. So I'm gonna go ahead and try that out first. Well, if I could turn off this heat map, that would help. Okay, so now we got that off. What we're gonna do is probably gonna fix this here first. We're gonna go ahead and smoothen this. See if we can't raise that up from where it's at right now. And it looks like maybe not. So yeah, we're gonna have to change the angle of this. How fun, how exciting, right? So instead of it dropping so far down straight like that, we're gonna have to exaggerate it a little bit more. So hopefully we don't lose a lot in our coaster here. I really, really hope not. So yeah, fun things. We need to, yeah, we need to start it maybe a little bit, maybe not that much. Maybe not that much so far. Maybe just kind of edge it. See, that's too much already. We're gonna have to shorten up our track, I think. So I really want to do this incrementally. Make sure we get this right. You know, if we swoop into the ground, we swoop into the ground. Oh well. Even that's gonna pull a lot of G's. You know, and I mean, that's gonna be way too intense. I think what we need to do from here is go back. But we need to connect them better this way. So we build this entire lift like this over again. You know, we can maybe try to get this right. And I'll go ahead and auto connect them here. And it looks wonky. It's gonna look wonky. We're gonna go in here and smoothen this like crazy. And maybe I should turn this up just so we can save some time. Because like, we're gonna need maximum smoothing. We're gonna make sure that this is correct this time. You know, and go from there. So yeah, as that's smoothened out now, maybe that saves us a lot of our trouble already. We're just gonna go ahead and speed run it, and we're gonna see if that maybe fixes some of the G-force, because it's not gonna be as fast. It's gonna take a lot of that out. I hope. That's the hope. And I just hope it's passing through all these spots a little bit slower. So now that we saw that, still pulling a lot. It's still in the high excitement, right? But it's still pulling a lot of G's. I could technically run it like this. We're not in the red. We're in the orange. And not very good orange, but we at least got out of the red. I think what I see now I could do is something over here. I think what we should do is go back out this way, and we're gonna go here, and we're gonna do something on the sorts of coming up this way, and we'll even do it like this, and yeah, I'll do it like this. Why not? We'll even come back down. Like such. And then we'll turn around this way. And then we'll smoothen it out quite a bit. But I think this will help us quite a bit. And we'll drop it in like so. And then I'll drop it. We'll do this one correctly. Sort of. We're doing it in our own way, okay? That's all that matters. I'll add even another airtime hill here. And I guarantee we'll still complete track. And we'll still do everything we're trying to do and accomplish here. So I'm going to go ahead and put that there. We're going to go ahead and hit the smoothing on this. We're going to turn this down a little bit, so we're not losing all of our elements. We don't want to do all that. But it's still really fast out of that. We're just going to smoothen that out quite a bit though, like I said. Make sure we're not doing anything too crazy. And I just kind of put these down, get our shape of the coaster, get our run of it, then we'll fix it quite a bit, because I know that needs to come up. I just don't want it to be too forceful, and then, you know, obviously it's going to get our nausea up and our fear, and we don't want that. We want nice, flowy, you know, rider safe designs. That's kind of what we're envisioning here. So we'll make it like that, and we'll go ahead and smoothen this out. It's kind of on a stronger strength for that, and you know, we just need it. We need it to be smooth and pretty good, because if you can't tell, we are not there yet. You know, and then we might have to add the trim brakes on that straight run, but we didn't have any room for that before. So, you know, maybe we can add a block zone and run 2 trains there. And then that would serve the purpose of what I need to do for both and get the riders. Yeah, it's not terrible. That's a lot better. Okay, not bad. Not bad at all. Little pop of airtime. And it's still pretty fast throughout here, but, you know, it seems a little bit more controlled maybe. That was pretty forceful. Okay, well, it's still an 8, and our fear and everything else is still pretty high. So maybe we just need to add those trim, or the block zone like I was mentioning. Other than that, we're pretty flowy. You know, I don't know if you guys, you know, really paid attention to kind of the transitions through all that, but it was pretty good with the smoothing. You know, we didn't go too crazy, and you know, it worked out in our favor. But you know, that's pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. You know, I didn't expect that to come out, you know, the way it did in that way. So yeah, I mean, it's pretty good. Thank you. I really appreciate that. We'll let this go out of it pretty good. And we'll let that go. We don't want it to go too fast, but you know, we'll okay, maybe not that kind of track, but we'll see. You know, we can play around with it now that we have a kind of like a block zone kind of there, so we can, you know, we can run with that. So we'll make sure that this transition is smooth. 'Cause we know we can go flat, you know, obviously. We can be fine with that spot right there. That's not going to be a problem. Because that's slightly banks right afterwards. You know, and we'll see. As long as it doesn't, I mean, maybe I'll have to increase the brake speed of that. Because I'll just watch. I'll just keep an eye on it. As soon as it gets to about, right after there. Okay. I can't, you know, it seems like it might have gotten hit. I didn't zoom. I didn't go back to normal speed quick enough, but if anything, that doesn't look too bad. It's still probably a little fast, but I bet you that, you know, it probably pulls a higher rating just because of the little bit of, you know, slowing down that it had. Okay. Okay, yeah, it went down, but so did our excitement. So it's like, do I keep it like that? You know, I mean, people are still gonna ride it. My rating will go up from it, and it will probably go up. But you know, it's one of those things. Like, you know, I just wonder if we can do anything more with it, or if we just keep it like that. You know, we can see though. I mean, I think maybe there's some spots in here that could benefit from some reworking, maybe. You know, we'll just go ahead and we'll see what's going on with the heat map. Well, first of all, let me check our positive G's now on our vertical. So our maximum is 6 now instead of the. That's still a lot, you know. It's still really high. Where we're getting that from, I don't know. You know, well, let's see, because I thought we fixed a lot, honestly, and we're still pulling 6 out of the drop. Yikes. And then 3.7 there. 5.9. Oh. You know, I feel like the smoothing is not going to do anything to fix that, though, you know? Because, if anything, the smoothing can hurt that. It can actually make it more forceful. So, kind of stuck in a pickle here, you know? I wonder if I should just open it like that and keep it the fear rating that it's at. I mean, we already did improve it a little bit. It's just a little forceful, and I don't know if a lot of people would ride that in like real life, you know. But maybe that's something that we just keep on the not realistic part. Maybe. I just wonder if we can't smoothen this out just a little bit more and get us better results. Maybe we can raise it even more and see if that doesn't, you know, get our excitement back up, maybe. And lower some of that G, because if we lower some of the G, it's not gonna be as bad. It won't be as bad. So yeah, if that's raising up, we're good. I get that. If I get that bottom peak to probably be about 15 at the end of this smoothing, which looks like it's stopping at 14. Yeah, we're just elongating it now, so that's not really gonna do us that well, I guess. You know, we can kind of smoothen out the bottom with this full crescent here. See if that doesn't raise us up just a little bit more. I don't think it is. So we're stuck at 14. That's going to be a pretty impactful drop no matter what we do from there on out. I think we just kind of test it again and just, you know, we'll just see. So this is our ride POV here. We'll just go ahead and ride it. And we'll just see. I'll just mute myself real quick. I don't know. 7.9 for our highest rated coaster here. I think it's okay. We have obviously the ratings for the fear and nausea, not the greatest. I know it. The G-forces were a little aggressive, but that's kind of what I was going for. Intimidator, 305, Pantherian mixed with Millennium kind of deal. Um, I think we can go ahead and open it with this. Obviously I don't know how many people are gonna ride it. I always keep my ticket prices cheap so people ride them. And we'll put this one at 7. And then we'll just change up the color scheme a little bit. Not sure what color I want to go with this one. We have a lot of blue rides, and our other gig is purple. So we kind of have to go, on the opposite end here. I don't want to necessarily do saddle brown. I can do it for that color, but we already have some of that in there. Just want to change it up just a little bit. I don't hate that color, actually, at all. Just wonder what we're going to do to tie this in with the rock and roll theme, that's my biggest worry here, I guess. But let's see, what would that change? But yeah, maybe I should I'm just curious. I don't hate the color scheme with the green. I'm just curious what this would do with the rock and roll. Maybe like the old timer or something. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what I want to name this one. And I don't know what the color scheme we can do with it. I mean, I could just do the color supports like that. I do like that a lot. The different browns mixed in there with that. And then we can kind of color this up. Yeah, that's a little too bright. That will do. How's blue look on there? I don't hate blue. I don't hate it. Well, we can accent this with something else. No, I hate that though. I don't hate the black on there. Actually, it looks pretty clean. Maybe we'll change that up though. Maybe I don't like that color. That color looks good on there. I don't know. Maybe that blue throws me off. I don't like that blue. Definitely not pink. Maybe a white. Maybe white just looks good on there. But maybe not that much white. Maybe we need to go like an off-white. Maybe like right there. Like a light gray. Even though it looks, I don't know what it looks like on the, it looks kind of white, right? It works. I like it. I like it like that. I think it looks clean. So, yeah, I think we're gonna keep it forceful, honestly. I think we're gonna keep it that aggressive. If I think people aren't riding it, I'll probably tone it down a little bit and add some of those trim brakes. But I think for what I got, I think for what I threw together there, I think that's good. To me the ride didn't look too aggressive, so I don't know. I don't know what that was all about. And I'm just curious why it was that aggressive. I don't know why we got that. But we'll go ahead and connect that there. Doesn't look, I could have just went straight for it, Let me go here. I'll read your comment in a second here. We're just gonna go back actually. Okay, well let me go on my online for some reason. We'll restart that whole thing. For some reason it's being really weird right now. I don't know what is going on. Okay, that was weird. Weren't sure why we weren't just auto clipping to it. And then we'll stretch that out. And we'll probably just connect it here. I'll get that just straightened out. There we go. And then we have no power, obviously. And I forgot to go to the other path. So, hold on. Let's connect our exit. We'll just go straight down. And we'll go out. Like that. Okay, now we gotta get our power, because apparently we have no power, even though I have like all these generators around here, everything. Holy crap, game is like lagging. Yeah, we'll see. And then that will tell me a lot. Yeah, alright, have a guest. Let's open it up, and then we'll speed up time. We almost have 3,000 people here. Oh wow, we have over 3,000. Look at that. Over 3,000 guests at our park right now. 3.8. This is a milestone in the park. Rock and roll park. You know, we've been rocking it. So far, everyone is not going to it. They're going to another ride. I wonder what they're going to. Look at that crowd of people who's not going to this ride. Surely they'll ride it later on, right? Right? Maybe. I gotta imagine that once this ride, okay, there's somebody. Oh, someone turned around. They said nope, not for me, and they're running from it. Wow, it was so scary. No one wants to get on it. But it looks great. I mean, honestly, once I get the, you know, maybe some of the issues figured out, let's see what's going on. Surely people will have to ride it. Right. I mean, I have like 20 coasters here so far. And it's, I mean, maybe it's hard to choose from. I don't know. None of these people want to ride it, huh? We don't even have extra people coming in to ride it. That's great. Yeah, I don't know, guys. Maybe it's a little too forceful. Maybe the fear is too high on it. I don't know. No, nobody's getting on it. Well, they'll get on it in a second, right? Right? I mean, someone's gonna ride it. I've had coasters in worse condition than this. The rating was great though. When we first opened it, it was like a 8.5. That's crazy. If I went back to that, I bet you people would ride it no matter what. But we did kind of eliminate some of our room for our other coasters. I mean, we still have room back here. I mean, we have a lot of room back here. We can use all of this. And we can use whatever's in here. I could even add a little tiny coaster within this one. Anything. Shops, any of that. But we do need to have some more family-friendly stuff. Maybe over here. Maybe that's where I can reserve that space. This can all be like family coasters over here on this right side. And then we keep that as our thrill one right there. Then add maybe like another little one or some flat rides in here or something like that. That'd probably be better yet. I just don't want to cover up our guitar too much because that path, you know, we spent so much time making it. I was like the first thing we ever made. It's crazy. And look at the park now. Part 8 and we've gotten this far. That's crazy. I mean, I know I built 2 coasters off stream, but hey, that's better than nothing, right? And then, you know, we're just closer to our target, but we still don't have anybody riding this ride. And I'm getting a little concerned that we made it a little too aggressive. Or we might just have to redo, like, all of it, you know? Maybe trim up a good section of it. I don't know. Let's close it and let's add that trim brake. Let's fix some of these problems, actually. Instead of being lazy with it, you know? I need to probably need to adjust a lot on it. And we'll just go ahead and do that. So, yeah, we'll go ahead and fix a lot of this. And see what the hell is going on, you know? You know, trim it up, hit a block zone. And maybe we can try fixing this up a little bit. Yeah, I don't want it to hit that too hard or nothing like that, but you know, I'm thinking if we can clear up a lot of it on the second half where it's really forceful, and then maybe, you know, that would solve a lot of our problems maybe. I don't know. We'll see. I know if it loses a lot of that fear part, you know, I just don't want it to stop. To slow down enough to where, and it's still really fast. I feel like we didn't even do anything there. But we can get that, if we can get the fear to drop down below, you know, the 6 or 5, wherever it was at, then I think we'll be alright. Let's see if that helped anything. I might have to slow it down even more. Okay, that helped a little bit. That definitely brought us into a more reasonable approach. So I think where maybe we can try opening this now. It's definitely down from where it was. It slowed it down just ever so slightly. So now we have a grand reopening, and we can speed this up. And more people are coming into the park, so maybe that's the rush for this ride. We're gonna see. Looks like maybe some people are rushing towards it on the left side. Crowd pleasers. So maybe I don't know. Oh, we got a 4-star. That's what happened. And still nobody riding our ride. Everyone's walking right past it. We literally made the best ride in the whole entire park, and no one wants to ride it. Insane. Look at this. We got more people rushing in. We got 3,300 people here now. Holy crap. We're hitting record numbers, you know? And we're not even done yet. We only made $25,000 profit. And, oh, we have people riding. Our first rider right here. Are they going to get on? Our very first rider, everybody. And they're excited. Look at that. Already got their hands up. One person riding. Oh, we got 3 people. Oh, 4 people. Oh, okay. Here we go. Some more people are coming towards it now that we fixed it. See? So the trim brake suggestion was correct. And we're gonna hear their reactions and just see what they think. They're about to ride the best ride here at the park. Quite literally, fixing that put us at a 4-star. Okay, we're not making any noise so far. Nothing. They're so scared that they just can't make any noise right now. Oh, there we go. Caused us to shake right there. I don't know if you noticed the brakes caused it to shake, rock back and forth. Okay, so we got some good reactions right here. Okay. There we go. Okay, so none of them like covered their face in fear. So I don't know what we're doing there. It wasn't too bad. I imagine that, you know, as the ride kind of gets more of like a status, it's gonna definitely pull some more lines to it, I bet. Now we have 3,200 people here, but we dropped a 0.5-star in the middle of me riding that. That is insane. Okay, we have more people getting on now, though. That's a positive sign. You know, I think as time passes, more people get on it. But, you know, I think when we do it next time, we'll work on the scenery a bit. So, yeah, I think for that, we made a pretty good ride. The park is definitely way better than it was, and we have our second Giga coaster. It's the tallest coaster in the park, and actually, is it? It's not even the tallest? Oh my gosh, no. It got beat by Purple Haze still. This is still the king. Maybe that'll change when we build our strata, but I don't know, maybe they're the same height. Not because now that one looks like the same height, right? I don't know, I couldn't tell you. Couldn't tell you which one's taller. Maybe they're the same height. But, yeah. I'm thinking we build our strata next. And where am I going to put that? That's a great question. We have no room for it, right? But, you know, we'll make it work. We'll have to add it somewhere. I mean, I just don't know where exactly it's going to fit. But, we got room somewhere. Maybe if I clear these trees out, I can add it. Or right here at the front of the park. Wouldn't that be something? But yeah, all the ride entrances are so spread too. I need to add a lot of shops and custom theming and whatnot in there. But yeah, I think as this ride gets older and I add some scenery to it, it'll definitely get more riders, I think. There's no way you have a coaster rated that high and not have riders. So I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna put a nail in that one today. You know, as this gets more riders, we have a train of 10, so that's good. Just not pulling the riders we need, but the park rating is up to was a 4-star. We had 3,300 people here, so that is a milestone, an achievement on its own. Apparently in the park we're only on day 17 as well, so that's something to think about and accomplish, you know, on its own. We definitely have done well with what we have got so far. And for throwing this together on stream, you know, I am a little bit distracted trying to, you know, guide you guys through what I'm doing, so I'm not, you know, gonna make every single bank and curve perfect. You know, I can only do that sometimes on my own. Hence why I can make rides like this, that super round and go crazy or smooth. But you know, I hope throughout the series, if you've been with me from the beginning or have watched all of the streams, that you've noticed that we've made improvements. We know we've made some mistakes, and you know, it's just a fun process together to see this come together. You know, I had a crazy idea. I wasn't even sure if we'd be committed to it this far, but to have gotten to part 8 and to be able to put this on for you guys after moving, you know, I never thought I'd even continue after moving. You know, we accomplished it and got it for you guys. So I really appreciate you guys watching, everybody that sticks through from the start and finish of these streams. You guys are awesome. You know, some of you are new sometimes, some of you are consistent in this. I appreciate y'all. Some of y'all watch after they're posted, everything like that. It means everything to me. It's the only reason I keep doing these. If you guys weren't watching, I probably would have stopped after the second one. But thank you guys for watching. I hope to catch you on the next time. I hope to be able to get one of these streams out. We only have so much room left to go and so much to do. You know, probably finish this series within the next 4 to 5 parts. And then we'll have to figure out what to do from there. Maybe it's another park, maybe it's another game. We'll go from there. But thank you guys thank you guys so much for watching. Almost butchered that. Sorry, I'm getting tired. But thank you guys for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Thank you.